coverage that Rwanda has. Yet this is a very poor country. So I think that if we ask ourselves, what is our strength? Why have we been able to achieve all this in spite of all these weaknesses? It will be better for us to move forward, Mr. President.
No, I completely disagree with you.
I thought so, Mr. President.
And I will leave that approach to you as a journalist to write stories, and that's very fine with me. But for me, I'm not here to praise these good Rwandans for what has been achieved. I am here to discuss those you call in spite of. In spite of, we have achieved this in spite of this. That is my point. You see what I mean? Because that is very important. If you say Rwanda has made progress in spite of this weakness, my time should be spent on this weakness, not on what we have achieved. What we have achieved, we have achieved. Can we learn lessons from what we have achieved? And because here, Mwenda, the problem is that twofold. It's not just achieving that I'm thinking about. There are two things. One, it's how do we sustain what we have achieved? Two, how do we deal with in spite of things so that we make more progress? The problem with your approach is exactly what has happened in many other cases. You make progress. There is what you know, your friend, my namesake, said, worried well. Worried well, that is Paul Kagame. Worried well, it means we are doing well, but I am worried. I'm worried about this sustainability. If we don't address the in spite of things you're talking about, and that's where my focus goes. Another thing is, the things we are talking about, which we have even made attempt of isolating and specifying for discussion, are real, they are there. So how do we cover this up by something else that has happened well? How do I not emphasize that we failed to get power that we should have got 3-4 years ago, and people are trying to deliver it now, and I don't find out what is it that caused this 3-year, 5-year delay? How do I go say, you know, things generally in Rwanda are happening better than anywhere else? Fine. But does that answer my question, how we did not deliver 15 megawatts we should have delivered, that we need so badly? It does not. So my main problem, let me show you. In actual fact, if we have delivered things 70%, and we have not delivered things 30%, my worry, 70% of my worries are on the 30% we haven't delivered. 30% of my worries are on the things that have been delivered. You see my point? Yes. I have more worries about the few things that have not been delivered. And of course, less worries about things that have been delivered. The things that have been delivered, my worry is sustainability. But not delivering on the 30% may actually